Keep it going for Robert Jenkins, everybody. All right, your next comedian's making her Max Monday Comedy Night debut. Please go for Mary Spencer.
All right, hello. For a long time, I was on the fence about whether or not Jared Kushner was hot. But I'll tell you, tonight I've decided, and I probably would not hit that. I used to watch the news to stay informed, like it's meant, but now I use it for birth control. I don't know if you've ever tried having sex after falling down a rabbit hole of climate change articles, but I attempted it a couple weeks ago, and it got to the point where he was like, where do you want me to come? And all I could think of to say was on the California wildfires. They need it more than I do. The climate change scares the shit out of me. Not enough to actually, change any of my habits, but a lot. And it's here, though. We're in it. And if you don't believe me, look at the price of oceanfront property in Tennessee. It's gone way up. Sometimes to distract myself from all the horrible stuff, I'll watch The Bachelor, which I felt guilty about at first, but then I realized it is eco-friendly. They will rinse off and reuse Chris Harrison until the end of time. I do have a boyfriend now. I got him the old-fashioned way, not on television. And we've been dating for a year now as of yesterday. And it's cool, but also I've never been in love before, and it blows my mind that either we're gonna get married, or I'm gonna have to let another person see my asshole. And I'm only 22, it's not like I want to be married right now, but what I do want is an email address with no numbers in it. And I will change my name to get that. We've been talking about living together, but I'm hesitating because that would mean giving up the greatest luxury of living alone, which is eating a messy sandwich where no one can see you. And if you're like, well, if you're going to live together, you should love you no matter what, that's really cute. But let me tell you about a sandwich I had a few weeks ago. It was from Slo's Barbecue in Detroit. It was a pulled pork sandwich the size of a grapefruit. It was made entirely of foods that ooze. I bought it, I brought it home, I sat down, and for 15 minutes, I ate. I did not stop to breathe. I did not wipe my face. At one point, I hit a piece of gristle, and I opened my mouth and went, puh, and let it just fall out. Love is blind, but it can still hear the distinctive smack of half-chewed meat falling out of your beloved's mouth and onto the plate. And you can't come back from that. So I'm not into drugs. I wish I was. I think it would give me like a nice edge. And maybe people would stop cutting in front of me at the store. But there is one that I've been curious about, and that's Lemonestral, which, if you're not familiar, you might know it better by its street name, Plan B. And it started around the 2016 election. All these women I knew were like, don't take away our birth control. And I was like, yeah, but like not until I get to try it. And if I was going to do it, I wasn't just going to do it on a Tuesday night because I was bored. I wanted the full Plan B experience. The first step is the easiest, right? You're nearly pregnant by the time you finish saying, let's not use a condom this time. But the second part is what you might refer to as a bad trip. And the trip is to Meijer to buy Plan B. I'll spoil it for you. So I'm standing, I get there, I'm in the family planning aisle, and I'm surrounded by condoms, which is not a comfortable environment for me. And then I start panicking because I don't see what I'm looking for. And then I remember it's not in the family planning aisle because you're not supposed to anticipate taking Plan B. They called it that for a reason. Eventually I do find it next to the pregnancy tests in a section that Meyer calls "oh shit." And if you've never bought it before, it's about $50. And there's a moment when you're holding this little box and it does seem more expensive than raising a child to adulthood. I have never been more interested in math than when I was standing there Googling the statistical probability that I was pregnant. That is how you get girls interested in STEM. You have to raise the stakes. But my eggs are very young and eager, so I decided to buy it. And I'm walking to the register, and we're doing the whole checkout thing, which you know how that works. And the woman goes, "Is there anything else?" And I hand her a bottle slip. If you're paying for any portion of your Plan B with empty beer cans, you should get it for free because you are not ready. All right, I'm Mary Spencer. Thank you.
Keep it going for Mary, everybody.